Welcome to Shine Movement Space. Today we're using the Pilates ring for a total body mat Pilates core activation and stretch routine. This class is great to use as a warm-up or when your body is craving a gentle reset. We'll both engage our core and lengthen through the areas that are often compressed and shortened. I hope this video leaves you feeling flexible and refreshed. Find some space for yourself and let's get moving and shine together. Hello, thanks for joining me today. We're going to get started today seated with our feet about mat width apart. So we're going to extend our legs out in front of us, and we're taking that ring and pressing it into the mat about an arm's length away from us. We're seated nice and tall on our sitting bones to start, nice neutral spine here. And I just want you to take your hands pressing down into that ring, shoulders roll down and back, and neck comes long. All right, we get started today. Inhaling here, nice long spine. And on the exhale, I want you to tuck chin to chest, rounding the spine backwards in space, finding that C curve, and then inhale, lengthen out long. We exhale, round the spine backwards in space. And then inhale, sit on top of those sitting bones again. We exhale, rounding backwards. And then we inhale, come back tall. You're going to let your right arm rest on that ring, and then you're going to open the left arm to the side, and then bring it back forward. We bring our shoulders and torso with us as that arm opens, but not our hips. So we make sure that our pelvis is nice and still. Our feet are not shifting here. We're just opening that upper body. And then let's come back center and do the other side. So we open the shoulders and then rotate back to the side. We're sitting on top of our sitting bones for this, trying to just rotate the upper body, that torso. And we do one more here, opening, getting that spine moving and closing in. We're going to repeat that with a little extra pressure on that ring now. Inhale. Exhale, press down into the ring, curl the abdominals backwards, and then stack your spine tall, pressing down once more. Inhale, exhale, round backwards. Feel the pressure, feel that core connection here. Stack your spine up. And one more like that. Inhale, tuck chin to chest. Roll that spine backwards in space. And then we stack nice and tall. Keep that pressure on the ring, and we open and close. Maybe as you close your arms and shoulders back to the side, you press even further down. You're going to start to feel that opposite arm engage. And let's switch sides. Opening side. And exhale to close and press. Inhale to open side. And exhale. And one more. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. Very nice. Stack your spine nice and tall once more. And let's bring the feet a little bit more together. So just about hip width apart. Legs extended forward. Ring is in the hands. Inhale nice and tall here. Exhale. Press into that ring, curl the abdominals backwards like we did to start, and start shifting behind those sitting bones just a little bit more. We inhale here and exhale. Scoop those abdominals deeper, stack your spine. Shoulders stay nice and down. We inhale, neck long. Exhale, rolling backwards. Abdominals pull in and up. Feeling some activation through our core. Stack your spine nice and tall. Inhale here. Exhale. Abdominals zip in and up, kind of lifting towards that spine. And then we stack our spine nice and tall. Very nice. We're going to continue that now. putting the ring onto one of our feet. Grab the ring, shoulders stay down out of your neck, so if they snuck up, make sure that neck stays long. From here, we're just going to hinge forward, bend the elbows just slightly, kind of stretching that hamstring now, and then we stack back tall. We hinge it forward with an inhale, and exhale, come back tall. Hinge forward. Starting to get into the lengthening portion, kind of that stretch portion of the class. We hinge. And last one. We'll get more into that as we keep moving. You're gonna bend your knee now. Try to stay on top of your sitting bones right here. So maybe your knee doesn't come in too far. From here, you're gonna lift that leg up. You press into the pad of that ring, and then you pull backwards. Find stability and length here, and then we roll back off our sitting bones once more, scooping abdominals in and up to roll backwards, finding that C curve, tucking chin to chest. We inhale here and exhale, pressing into the ring, scooping abdominals. We stack up tall. We exhale, tuck chin to chest. Find that C curve. We pause, inhale here. Exhale, scoop it back up. Stack your spine, inhale nice and tall. Exhale, tuck chin to chest. Find that C curve. On this one, if we want, we can start to straighten the leg as we roll up. So you scoop abdominals, start to lengthen through that leg. Inhale at the top. Bending the knee, exhale, curling back off those sitting bones, finding that C curve, inhale, and exhale, lengthening up, lengthening that knee as well. And let's do one more. We're going to exhale, bend the knee. This time we roll all the way down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. You can bend the bottom foot and extend the top leg to the ceiling. From here, just take a few bend and stretches, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling, making sure our pelvis is nice and even, finding your groundedness as we bend and stretch here. Let's do one more. Inhale to bend. And exhale, lengthen it out. Stay here. Take a nice few breaths. Lengthening through the back of your leg, through the hamstring. Making sure the neck is long, shoulders are heavy. Very nice. From here, I want you to connect those ribs to the top of your hip. So making sure you're not arching that middle back. We bend the top knee. We inhale here, exhale, tuck chin to chest, press into that ring, shoulders stay grounded, roll down and back, and we curl up. Just lifting those shoulders, tucking chin to chest, and roll back down. Inhale, exhale, tuck chin to chest, and scoop up. So my shoulders are lifting off of the mat, but I might not come all the way up as I would be able to if I didn't have the ring. Just want you to feel that curl and lift and lower down. Exhale, curl and lift. And now lift that other foot up to tabletop. Lower down and lower your chin. Inhale, exhale, ribs together, we curl and lift. Other foot floats up, we lower down and lower our upper body. One more, we stay up, tucking chin to chest, just lift and lower. Scooping those lower abdominals in and up. You have two more. And one more. And lower down, extend that leg, take a stretch here, making sure that you nod your head side to side to release any tension that may have built up. We're going to do that whole thing again, but add an oblique curl to that lift. So you have a few options. I'll show you here your options. So we bend that knee. You're going to take the same arm as the knee that's bent, hold that ring. Other arm can come to the side. You might feel a little bit less stable, so take a moment, make sure those hips are even, ground yourself into the mat. We inhale here. On the exhale, you're going to press into that ring, curl up, and fold that hand through, reaching to the opposite side of that knee. Then lower back down. Inhale. Exhale. Tuck chin to chest, fold, reach to the opposite side of that knee. Lower down. If you don't like the feeling of that reach, you can fold your hand behind your head. Exhale. Curl up and over, thinking armpit towards that knee and elbow here. Inhale, one more like that. Exhale, scooping up and over, and inhale, lower. On the next one, we're going to stay up. Inhale, exhale, curl up, lift that bottom leg, and lower. Lower down. Inhale, tuck chin to chest. Exhale, curl up, reaching across, lift that bottom knee, lower down, and lower down. Next one, we stay up. We keep that twist and rotation and just lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Very nice. Come to center, roll down. All right, very good. Extend both legs long this time. Feel that nice stretch. Bending that top leg. Extend it up if that feels nice for you, or you can just stay in that stretch. And one more breath. Very good. From here, arms extend, shoulders are still drawn down and back, rib cage nice and closed. We're going to inhale, rolling all the way up. We tuck our chin. We press into the ring with our foot. And we find our way all the way up. Good. On top of our sitting bones, you can reach forward and fold forward. Take a breath here. And then we slowly switch feet and stack our spine. Very nice. We're going to do that whole thing on the other side now. All right. So reset yourself. Spine is nice and stacked tall. Shoulders are drawn down and back. You're just going to fold forward here and then stack your spine back up. So now we're feeling that stretch in the other hamstring. And then stack nice and tall. You have two more. Fold forward and stack nice and tall. And last one, folding forward and stack nice and tall. You're going to bend that front knee now with the ring. We reset our spine. Inhale nice and long. Exhale, we curl back behind our sitting bones, finding that C curve, tucking chin to chest. Inhale here. Exhale, scoop abdominals and stack back up, unfolding. Should also feel really nice on that spine. We exhale, rolling on back. Knee bends. We feel that resistance. So we're pulling and pushing with our foot. Scooping abdominals. Stack back up. One more like that. Exhale, roll on back. Finding that C curve. And then press into that ring. Scoop the abdominals. Stand back or sit back up on your sitting bones. Okay, exhale, nod chin to chest. Find that C curve. This time, if you want, let's extend that leg long. Inhale and then exhale. Scoop back up tall. On top of those sitting bones, bend the knee. Exhale, scoop and curl back. Inhale, pause. Extend the knee. And then exhale. Scoop back on top of those sitting bones, using the ring to help us balance as well. Exhale, bend the knee, curl back off those sitting bones. Find that C curve. Extend the leg. And then we stack back tall. Stacking our spine. This time we're going to roll all the way down. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knee. Roll all the way down to the mat this time. One vertebrae at a time, trying to keep that control. And extend the leg towards the ceiling. Good. Shoulders are heavy. Rib cage is closed in the front. We inhale to bend. And exhale, find that length. Inhale, bend your knee. Exhale, extend it long. One more here. Inhale to bend. And exhale to lengthen. On the next one, we're going to bend the bottom knee. And inhale, bend the top knee. We exhale, tuck chin to chest. Press into the ring, curling up with the upper body. Inhale to come down. Exhale, tuck the chin, curl up. Inhale to come down. Exhale. Feeling the bottom of that C curve now. We exhale. This time, lift that back leg up, lower it down, and then unfold. So every time we exhale, tuck chin to chest, I'm pressing into the ring, feeling my abdominals draw closer to my spine, and then lower down. Exhale. Lift that back leg, lower. And on the next one, we're going to stay up. Inhale. Exhale. Press into that ring. Just lift and lower now. That back leg. Keeping that abdominal core connection here. One more. Good. Lower down. Extend that leg up. Nod that head side to side. If your neck was feeling some tension, bending and stretching once more. Finding length and stretch today with today's class, as well as that core activation. Very nice. On the next one, we bend the knee. We are going to keep holding the ring with the same arm of the side of the leg that's bent. Well, I didn't say that very well, but I hope you got it. Sorry about that. And we open the other arm to the side. Inhale here. Exhale, tuck chin to chest. Press into that ring, curl up, and reach the arm across. I want you to feel that abdominal twist and lower down. So you're kind of like threading the needle here. Reaching to the outside of that leg. Lower down, open the arm. Exhale. And inhale. Remembering you can also leave the hand behind the head if you want a little more support for the neck. And if you feel that a little more familiar in your body. On the next one, we exhale. Stay up in that curl. Lift the back leg. Lower down. Lower the shoulders. Exhale. We lift and lower and lower. Exhale. And lift and lower and lower. Now we stay up. Exhale. And lift and lower and lift and lower. You have two more. And one more. Very nice. Lower down. Extend both legs long. Grab that ring again. Take a nice stretch here once more, inhaling and exhaling. How is that hamstring feeling? Do you feel a little bit more length now on both sides of your body? One more breath, inhale and exhale. Very nice. Preparing to roll up now. Shoulders roll down and back. We inhale here. On the next exhale, we tuck our chin, press into the ring, find that C curve, rolling on up to stack our spine, and then fold forward. Take one more stretch here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. Inhale and exhale. Stack your spine up. And then we're going to take that ring off of our foot and make our way onto our side here. So you can bring that ring in front of you. We're going to find one nice long line and lower ourselves down. Legs reach nice and long. Ring is kind of right in front of that shoulder here. And then we stay lifted from underneath, stacking our hips, making sure that this portion of our rib cage is also lifted, so we find some side body activation. This top shoulder is rolled down and back. We press gently into that ring. Maybe it doesn't come down too far, but we feel that tension and pressure. And then we exhale, lift, and flex that top foot, lower, and point. Just a little bit of side body activation here. Flex, lower, and point. Lift, flex, lower, and point. Lift, flex, reaching energy through that heel, lower, and point. Lifting and flexing, lower, and point. On the next one, we lift, flex, we hold it there. Flex that bottom foot and press it up to meet the top one. Lower it down. Exhale. Press and lift. Lower it down. Exhale, lift. And lower it down. And lift. And lower. Last one, lift and hold. Point both feet. And flex both feet. You're pressing into this ring to help feel your core connection here. You have one more point, one more flex, and on the point, let's gently press the legs even more together and then lower them down, bending your knees to kind of a 45-degree angle here. You're going to lift that top foot and put your ball of your foot on the pad of that ring. From here, we're just going to take a few hip circles, kind of feeling that parallel with the leg and just opening through that hip socket. So we're just trying not to rock and roll. Let's reverse that circle. I know that the ring might limit your range of motion, but this is more just to get some mobility through that hip joint. One more circle. From here, bring your legs back to parallel. So knees are kind of stacked on top of each other. And now you're going to take this top knee and shift it backwards. Foot stays parallel to the floor. We try to reach for that parallel. And then we press that leg a little bit more behind us. So now our thigh is going behind our hips. I'm pressing into the ring with my foot. And I'm feeling a nice lengthening and stretch through my quad and hip flexors here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. Swing the knees forward. Release that ring. Lengthen long, and then just roll on over to your stomach. Bring the ring in front of you. Arms reach towards the ring. Feet are mat width apart. Engaged, pressing the pelvis into the mat. We inhale here and exhale, draw the shoulders down and back. Press into the ring, nice long neck. And then we lower down. Inhale, exhale, shoulders draw down and back. First, we press into the ring to lift our chest. Should feel really nice. Lengthening through the crown of your head. Lower down. 2 more. Exhale, shoulders draw back. First, we press into the ring, reaching that chest forward and open. We lower down. We exhale. Draw the shoulders back, and that energy helps to lift our chest. And then we lower down with control. You can let that ring fold down. Press yourself back into a child's pose. Take a few breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Very nice. Stack yourself back up. We're going to grab our ring and lay down to do our side body on the other side. Okay, so we're back in one long line here. I want you to make sure that those hips are nice and stacked, one on top of each other, so we're not rolling open. Nice and stacked here, and then we're lifted from that rib cage underneath so that we're not just collapsed into the side, but lifted slightly here. Ring is in front of that shoulder. We press slightly down into the ring, feel tension, activating the arm and shoulder as well. We inhale, and on the exhale, we lift. We flex the foot, we lower, and we point. So really making sure that leg is nice and parallel. We lift, we flex, we lower, and point. So parallel usually will mean that your knee is facing towards your screen or towards the wall in front of you and not rotated open towards the ceiling. So make sure that leg is parallel, reaching long, energy through the heel, and point. We lift and flex and lower and point. One more like that. Lift and flex the foot, lower, reach energy out through your heel and point. Lift the foot now, flex it. Flex the bottom foot as well, and then bring those legs together and lower the bottom foot. Exhale and lower. Exhale and lower. Trying to make sure that we lift directly to the side and we're not swinging our legs in front of us, hinging at our hips. So legs are still nice and long. You have one more. Hold it up. Point the toes and flex the feet. Point the toes, flex the feet. Point and reach long. Flex the feet. Bring them even closer together. And then we lower down with control. Bend the knees in front of you. Hips stay nice and stacked. Lift that top leg and put the ball of the foot on that ring pad. From here, you try to think of a parallel leg. We just circle that leg forward, up and around. Trying to stay fairly calm and steady through the pelvis and rib cage so we're not kind of shifting forward and back, but just focusing on getting that motion through the hip joint. And let's reverse and reach. 2 more circles here and 1 more. Very nice. Press into that pad of the ring. Carry that front leg parallel and behind your hip just slightly. So if you need to adjust your foot on that ring, go ahead and do so. But I'm really carrying my thigh behind my hip now, and then finding that length through this top quad group and hip flexor. Opening up, I'm pressing into the ring. Very nice. Few breaths here. Inhale and exhale and inhale And exhale, one more breath. Inhale here. And exhale. Carry your knee back in front of you. Take that ring off. You can use the ring to help prop you back up. And then let's come to a seated position here. You're going to extend one leg long. Once more, put the ring around the ball of the foot. Both sitting bones are nice and stable on the floor. We inhale here. We exhale. You can bend this opposite arm, reach that sitting bone on this side towards the mat, and kind of fold towards that ring, stretching the inner thigh. And then coming back up. Inhale and exhale over, reaching long. And come on up. And we inhale, finding length. And then on this one, we can exhale, fold our shoulders down, kind of grab that ring if that feels good. Stretching however your body needs here in this position. For 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. And then we rotate back to the side and stack back tall. Let's do the other foot now. Extending the other leg as wide as feels comfortable for your body. We feel grounded through our sitting bones. We hook the ring onto the ball of our foot and reach the other arm side. We inhale. Side bending here, reaching, finding that stretch in 2 opposite directions. So this sitting bone is staying on the mat. And then we come back up. Inhale over. Exhale, stay. Inhale. And exhale, 1 more. Inhale over. We exhale, stay over. This time feeling the stretch here. Breathing here. If this feels good, you can stay here. Or you can also choose to rotate your hands towards that leg, your shoulders towards that leg. Grab the ring. Take a few breaths in that upper body rotation. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. Come back to the side. Come on up. Bend your knees and let's put down that ring. Very nice. We end class as usual with a nice deep breath in, scooping in all that good energy you created. Exhale. Close your eyes. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale here. Exhale. Thank yourself for doing something good for your body today, for taking some time for your current self and for your future self. Inhale. And on the exhale, arms float open, eyes float open, shoulders roll up, down, and back. I thank you for joining me today. I hope that you feel nice and activated through your core, but also lengthened through your body, creating space and freedom kind of to move a little bit easier. And if you enjoyed this class, I of course would appreciate a little like or subscribe or a nice encouraging comment. That always helps me to continue to make these videos for you. If you want a little bit more today, you can check the description. I'm going to link some complimentary classes that use the Pilates ring. So be sure to save this video to check those out later if you'd like. And above all, I truly hope that you feel good in your body and that you take that energy forward and continue to shine through the rest of your day. Thank you and see you next time. Bye. Sincere thanks to you, my friend, for being an important part of the beginning of this channel. Every view, thumbs up, subscribe, and encouraging comment increases connection and really does help this space to grow. Please consider following if you haven't already. I appreciate your support and I hope you'll join me again.